I'm Akira, the manager of a game that just lost its contract and is shutting down tonight, the final night. As I say my goodbyes to the game, a sudden beam of light pulls me straight inside, not just anywhere, but into the very character I played, the Demon Lord himself. Instead of panicking, I check if my admin rights still exist. They're gone. Suddenly, a girl appears urging me to run. Just then, a demon attacks me, but with a single strike, I send it flying. The girl, terrified, mistakes me for the Demon Lord. I tell her to calm down, I'm not here to hurt her. Curious why she calls me that, she regains composure and reasons that only an angel or the Demon Lord could defeat such a powerful demon without breaking a sweat. I refuse to accept the Demon Lord title. I introduce myself by my real name, Akira, which I also use as my character's name here. I realise neither the girl nor the demon were part of the original game world I created, so I ask her name. She says it's Aku. I tell Aku to go bathe while I patrol. Now that I've regained admin rights, I hand her a towel and soap, then continue my watch. I notice my stats have dropped drastically and decide I need to grind to regain my strength. After Aku finishes bathing, I ask if the demon appears often. She's shaken just a few demons, like that one would be enough to destroy an entire city. I then ask her to help me find more monsters. Seeing her injured foot, I sit down to carry her. Aku reveals that her village sees her as a burden, so she was sacrificed. Afraid to touch me, I carry her anyway, moving her deeply. She tells me there's a cave in the forest that grants wishes, so I decide to check it out. At the cave's entrance, a foul smell warns me to leave Aku outside while I enter alone. Inside, I encounter piles of corpses and a corrupted deity statue. I realise this deity summoned me here but claims the fanatical cultists who called forth the Demon Lord me are the real culprits. They were devoured by the very demon I defeated earlier. I ask the deity to send me back, but she can't. It would contradict what she's done. Before vanishing, she gives me a gift. Corrupted by dark wishes, I'm forced back outside. I ask Aku to guide me to the nearest city, and if possible, draw me a map. She wants to come along, so I agree, but first, she insists on returning to her village to grab some things. Carrying her back, we pass through a forest where the plants are withered victims of the demon's curse. The villagers know better. As we walk, a ring on my finger stirs, urging me to annihilate everything. I resist, but it reminds me that I programmed this injustice myself. I stand up to protect Aku. The villagers mistake me for the demon's servant, but when Aku calls me the Demon Lord, they panic and slander her. Enraged, I throw a blade that sets their houses ablaze. Afterward, Aku and I leave. She apologises for not retrieving her belongings, but says just being with me is enough. Together, we set out for the holy city. The next day, a saint named Luna begins her quest to capture the Demon Lord. A band of bandits mistakes Luna for hunting them and readies an ambush only to realise she's not after them. Meanwhile, Aku and I, sensing nightfall, set up a temporary camp. After Aku bathes, I lie down lost in thought. He wondered if there was any way back. After Aqua finished bathing, she dashed up to the road ready to sleep. Everything seemed to pause there. This guy knows the rules well, so everyone stayed calm. The next morning, he and Aqua passed by the bandits' ambush spot. They aimed to take him down and trap the saint all at once, but he sensed their move and let them strike first. Their skills were too weak to harm him. The leader introduced himself, surprising him. This guy looked just like his boss. They laughed when they heard he was the Demon Lord. They found it ridiculous, only to be ambushed by the saintess. She thought she had a lucky break capturing the Demon Lord. This saintess was only 16, youthful and naive, believing she could take on the Demon Lord alone. As she sent her soldiers to attack, they proved as weak as the bandits. He simply approached and captured the helpless girl before him, punishing her relentlessly in a way Vietnamese parents might approve of a firm lesson. Soon after, he pocketed Luna's money. Then he strolled into town to shop first, buying some snacks, then searching for an inn. When Aqua called him the Demon Lord, the innkeeper nearly wet his pants. After securing a room, he went to find clothes for Aqua, handing over the largest coin without hesitation. The innkeeper's eyes nearly popped out. He told him to pick whatever suited Aqua best. Then, wanting to smoke, he asked for an ashtray, but the innkeeper, cheeky as ever, offered his own hand. Aqua then appeared with a dress that looked a bit over the top, so he asked to take the best set instead. At dinner, many eyes were on him after hearing he spent a whole gold coin on clothes. Suddenly, Luna appeared demanding her money back, but he said it was compensation and kept it. Luna making a scene only drew more attention. To calm things down, he told Luna to sit and then stood to apologize to the diners, even offering each table a bottle of wine. He ordered food for Luna too. Later that night, he and Aqua returned to their lodging. Seeing her pacing anxiously, he gently brought her back to her room. But not long after, Luna rushed over blaming him for her running out of money at the inn. She begged him for help, so he handed her some cash. Yet she refused, insisting he had hired her with her own money, and thus had the right to stay. So now he had another roommate. Luna and Aqua decided to bathe together, while he sat outside examining Aqua's hairpin from earlier before tossing it aside. When Luna stepped out, he questioned her about the goddesses, some of whom were trusted figures. The goddess in the cave was still uncertain. Meanwhile, Luna's older sister arrived to drag her home. The next morning, he searched for a way to earn money. At an antique shop, he crafted a clay figure and sold it for 1 gold coin. Sensing an easy profit, he haggled it up to 5 coins. The shop owner hesitated, but sold it. On his way back, he heard someone calling Luna and rushed to find her. It was her strict older sister who didn't believe the Demon Lord story. Luna denied it, claiming she had enchanted the Demon Lord. Hearing this, he understood why she stayed the night. Suddenly, a group of Demon Lord cultists appeared attacking the 2 saintesses. Luna's sister fought fiercely with her sword, but the cultists had a secret weapon. Their leader opened a chest, releasing creatures that drained the strength of those ready to sacrifice their lives. Taking advantage of the saintess's weakened state, the cultists struck first. A soldier stepped in to block them, but the ring on him stirred his destructive instincts once more. Paralyzed, he struggled to move. Forced to switch roles, he became the hero standing to defend justice by fighting the bullies threatening the 2 young women. Luna's stern sister couldn't help but fall for him when she heard those words. He unleashed a flurry of punches, taking down the villains and deepening the sister's admiration. After ensuring the saintesses were safe, he departed. Haku stumbled upon him hiding in a corner, ashamed of his own villainous persona. He couldn't comprehend why he had created such a character. Meanwhile, in the Adventurers Guild, a bounty was officially posted on him, due to rumours of being the Demon Lord. Now he accompanied Luna, simply because he indulged Aqua, who wanted to go with her. Luna used her influence to order him to follow, captivated by the mysterious presence. The next day, he gave Luna an outfit to tone down her striking appearance when travelling. Meanwhile, 2 female adventurers, Juki and Mikan, set out to hunt wolves. But the wolves were too many, forcing both to flee. He stopped midway to smoke and let Luna change clothes. She hesitated about where to grind experience points when the 2 women led the wolf pack toward him. He calmly waited to see if the barrier would rise. The barrier activated, so he confidently faced the weak wolves. Afterward, he returned to the cart and continued on. The 2 women recognized him as a wanted man. Later, they stopped at an oasis where he set up camp, letting them rest. He invited the driver in, but the man declined, needing to feed his horses. He offered a cigarette for relaxation and began pondering summoning an assistant. He chose a female scientist named Du, whose hot temper and brutal disdain were her flaws. But she was his only option. After explaining the situation, he aimed to build a fortress where Du could freely research. He introduced her to the 2 women and asked her to heal Aqua's leg. Du transformed her arm into tools, promising only a sting like an ant bite. For once, the doctor didn't lie. 1 injection and a quick wipe later, Aqua's leg was healed. She was overjoyed, finally able to walk normally after so long. He then took Aqua for a stroll to reacquaint her with walking. Aqua begged him not to leave her, but he advised her to save such words for someone she loved. Yet Aqua already held someone dear in her heart. Returning to base, Luna asked if he had done anything strange with Aqua, but he only patted her shoulder. And for the first time, the doctor didn't lie to the patient. Just 1 injection, and with a gentle wipe, Akua's leg was healed. Overwhelmed with gratitude, she revelled in the freedom of being able to walk again. Ku took her out for a stroll, helping her reconnect with her newfound strength. Akua wished Ku would never leave her side, but he gently urged her to open her heart to someone else. Yet deep down, she had already found that person within herself. Upon returning to the base, Luna questioned Ku about any inappropriate behaviour towards Akua, but Ku merely patted her shoulder. This simple gesture sent a wave of warmth through her as Ku had never treated her like this before. Her heart began to stir with feelings she couldn't ignore. Meanwhile, the two adventurers had stopped at a tavern to rest. Maiken remained anxious about the demon lord, while Yuki found herself drawn to him, ready to give everything. And let's not be fooled by his appearance. This is the real deal, 100% authentic spiky Ku. Behind the scenes, a new scheme was brewing as they caught wind of the demon lord's return. Ku, along with BA, strolled past a village with Luna, revealing that this territory was entrusted to her. However, she seemed indifferent to its plight. It was evident that Luna was being exploited, pushed aside to reap profits from the impoverished villagers. This village was too destitute to yield any benefits, burdened with numerous issues. Ku proposed to utilize this village and asked Luna for a piece of land to set up a clinic. Seeing the merit in his idea, she advised Luna to agree, planning to add a hot spring for double the profit. With little to gain and many problems brewing, Luna and Do hatched a plan. Do asked Luna to lend a patch of land for a clinic, an idea Luna found clever and encouraged. She even planned to open a hot spring nearby, doubling their chances of turning this forgotten place into something thriving. Suddenly, a church official appeared, identifying Kunai as a wanted man. Luna assured them she was working with him, so there was no need for worry. Kunai insisted on getting approval from superiors, but Luna cut him off sharply, reminding him she was the true master here and no permission was needed. Most villagers were rabbit folk struggling as water magic costs soared beyond their means, leaving crops parched and wilting. Kunai wanted Luna to uplift their spirits, but she misunderstood his concern as a personal interest even in the rabbits themselves. Kunai then asked about the village well's condition. After Do inspected and dug deeper, the well remained bone dry. With no choice, Kunai used his skills to craft a water drawing device. At first, no one believed it until Kunai demonstrated it in the village. He also made a fertilizer pouch and warned the rabbits to keep these secrets tight, otherwise it could spark a fierce battle over the technology in the holy capital. Meanwhile, Luna's older sister Angel was in a meeting, worried that Kunai was exploiting Luna. But others, including Angel herself, chose to trust Luna because Kunai was someone she believed in. After the meeting, two tough figures named Queen barged in. Angel wanted to dig deeper into this land and the true nature of Kunai. Queen, however, was hopelessly infatuated, desperate to find her dream lover again. Amid this chaos, Angel felt a mix of helplessness and resignation, as her siblings changed so suddenly and drastically. That night, Kunai and Ba, a girl with whom he had a complicated relationship, went to a restaurant for dinner. After ordering, Kunai quietly prepared a gift, a cake to celebrate Ba's recovery and the healing of her leg. Suddenly, a distinguished lady entered. Luna called her madam, and Kunai used a divine connection spell to inquire about her identity. She turned out to be a noblewoman central to the aristocracy, wielding great influence over the nation. Hearing this, Kunai crafted a plan to forge an alliance. He offered her cake and she asked his impressions of the city. Kunai described it as a splendid place, but he believed he could transform this city into a paradise if he took charge. Intrigued, she wanted to hear his grand vision. Kunai wasn't ready to reveal it all yet, so he gifted her shimmering soap that promised radiant skin. She glanced at Ba and noticed the effect was real, prompting her to accept the gift. Kunai invited her to the village's hot spring to cleanse and rejuvenate completely. Excited, she eagerly anticipated the experience. Suddenly, a waiter rushed in with alarming news the church was attacking. Seeing this as his moment to shine, Kunai climbed to the rooftop and declared he would handle the situation himself while Do stayed behind to protect the villagers. Luna wanted to follow, but Kunai warned her she might become a target. If she got separated, it would be impossible to rescue her. The night set the stage for a desperate battle where trust, courage, and hidden strengths would be tested beyond limits. He wished for Aku and the lady to continue their meal while he went forth to sow misery among the foes he met. Two adventurers struggling desperately against the church's forces found themselves surrounded. "Let me fix this. The cursed cult just ran into this guy." With just 3 swift moves, he took down the entire group. Refusing to accept defeat, they sacrificed their lives to summon a demon. The demon, unwilling to let Aku escape, erected a barrier, arrogantly defiant, until our guy hurled a stone at it. The demon's anger flared, but when it sensed the dark aura radiating from him, fear crept in too late, though. He unleashed his full body-enhancing magic and donned armor. Begging for mercy, he accepted his fate as the man decided to send him off just as he had brought suffering to so many. As the rich lost their grip, the people recognized him through the wanted poster not as a threat, but as a savior worthy of gratitude. Zuki approached to ask his name, but Mikan stopped her. She couldn't come straight to him. At the restaurant, a jester was called in to calm everyone, but this fool was just another cultist in disguise targeting Luna and the lady he travelled with. So they played along with his magic tricks. She sliced off his hand, causing pain that echoed through his heart. Then she reattached it twice, terrifying him with her cold resolve. She warned him about a nearby poison, suggesting he'd better run. And run he did, probably scared out of his wits. Meanwhile, her team was dispatched to handle a squad of undead and demons at a church. 2 high-ranking adventurers were locked in battle against a cult there while another cult faction crept outside the mansion. They began a sacrifice to summon a high-ranking demon, the Prince of Darkness. His goal was to shatter Angel's protective barrier, but she quickly formed another. Yet with a mere flick of his hand he destroyed it. Angel and the female adventurer lunged into close combat. Queen wielded her hammer with fierce pride. The duel was intense and evenly matched until a female demon released the creature from before sapping the girl's strength. Taking advantage, the prince unleashed a brutal onslaught. Angel wanted to aid her sister, but had to maintain the barrier's strength. Outside, Aku watched everything unfold and saw Angel as different, flawlessly beautiful and fierce. Though reluctant to join the dire situation, made him realize he had to unite with Angel. Gritting his teeth, he shifted into his true, powerful form and effortlessly shattered the demon's face with one punch. At that moment, the female demon soared upward, sucking blood from the female adventurer, nearly killing her. Aku fed the girl a healing cake. Enraged, the demon decided to risk everything, transforming into her final form. But Aku unleashed a full-power punch, ending the battle once and for all. At dawn, standing in the light, his fierce gaze met the tearful demon girl behind him. Kiyosu cried and ran to her brother, who asked if she remembered how to smile. She answered yes, but her words felt hollow. That morning, in her original form, she met Angel. Still skeptical, she asked if he intended to harm the kingdom. He wanted to prove himself through actions, promising she'd know once his mission was complete. He also inquired about a goddess and the rights to use the library. Angel suspected he planned to exploit the information and assassinate the goddess. Refusing to share knowledge, she granted him access to the library alone. Outside, Aku checked his stats thanks to the recent battle. He gained a ton of points to build a hospital and hot springs, plus hire assistants, still leaving plenty to spare. Just then, Aku ran into Angel looking like father and son. Together, they headed to the library to research the goddess. Aku wondered if goddesses were natural or man-made, and why they vanished from SAO while demons thrived under seals. He pondered whether dungeons truly existed in this world, and asked the librarian. She confirmed it, sparking new thoughts in him. Aku and Angel then set off, but Aku wanted Angel to return first. On his way, he entered an alley and met Chone. She recognized him as her savior, having seen the colors of his soul. He hesitated, but couldn't let her go. So they made a pact she would work for him, and he would introduce her to Kia. Back at their lodging, Luna grew uneasy about having a demon roommate, but she wanted her to see things from different perspectives beyond simple black and white. Meanwhile, Aku told everyone to cling to him, so he could cast teleportation magic to return to the village. Even Du held on, though she could walk herself to save energy. The whole group clung to Aku and travelled together. Upon arrival, Aku and Du searched for a place to start building. From a small box in his inventory, he blinked and suddenly had a full hospital. Regarding currency, he decided to use the world's money, which had 7 denominations from copper to silver, gold and higher. Imagine 1 copper equals 1,000 units. 1 large copper equals 11. Silver is 100. Large silver is 1,000,000. Gold is 10 million. And large gold is 100 million. Above all, he wanted to reduce costs for poor patients, charging nobles as much as possible. Du agreed, surprising Aku since she was so different from his original programming, transformed from a dangerous figure into a cute girl. He then created hot spring baths and a resort hotel nearby. With 2 bunny girls attracting customers, Aku instructed the AIs to gather people so he could explain his plans. Soon, he'd demolish everyone's houses and rebuild them. The girls protested, but he was determined. He even planned to build a casino to shamelessly fleece the nobles. When the 2 demon girls fled in fear, Aku moved on to summon an assistant. He chose someone with combat skills to protect the village during his absence and maintain good relations. That person was Tahara. When called, Tahara was clueless, so Aku told him to follow his lead. With his genius mind, Tahara quickly grasped the situation and asked what Aku was planning. Aku explained the tasks ahead, negotiating with nobles, improving the village training, citizens caring for children, and more. Tahara was overwhelmed. He wasn't some robotic assistant to handle it all. During his absence as bonds strengthened a genius mind, emerged Tahara. When called upon, he was clueless, so he said to follow him with his brilliant mind. Tahara wasted no time grasping the unfolding situation. He inquired about Ku's plans, and Ku listed tasks like negotiating with nobles, improving the village, training citizens, and more. Tahara was overwhelmed. After all, he wasn't some green cat to handle everything. Yet, Ku had no choice but to rely on him. Ku touched Tahara, triggering the same reaction as before. Concerned for his well-being, Ku suggested Kwazu examine him. Tahara thought Kwazu was just a butcher, and at that moment Ku arrived, startling him. As the 2 greeted each other, Ba, the lolly girl, joined them, showcasing her charm and indicating that Tahara was trustworthy. Meanwhile, Ku began making arrangements to invite the ladies over the next morning. He brought a music box to the shop he had visited, before attempting to sell it. This music box had never been seen here, prompting the owner to price it quite high. As the 2 sides exchanged greetings, the 3 little girls also arrived, showing their good intentions. It became clear that Tahara was someone trustworthy. Meanwhile, Kanai began making arrangements to invite the lady to visit the next morning, bringing a music box to the old shop, a music box that had never been seen there before. The shop owner valued the music box highly, setting a steep price, but Kanai let him set the price himself rather than offering first. The owner thought Kanai was testing him, so he pondered carefully, fearing to lose Kanai's trust and risk him selling elsewhere. Finally, they agreed on 15 gold coins, equivalent to 30 silver coins. After that, Kanai returned to the previous shop where he had bought clothes. Kanai ordered 30 sets of outfits, half for the rabbit girl and half for the handover ceremony. He paid 5 gold coins up front and promised 2 more when the clothes were finished and delivered to the village. On his way back, he even bought some food, warmly welcomed by the shopkeepers. That night, he focused on practicing how to shift and accept his other self, as the 2 identities had been intertwined for the past 15 days. A few days later, the supplies arrived and everyone began settling into their work routine around the hot springs. Tara enthusiastically trained the boys, ready to forgive all their mistakes. 1 week later, the lady was officially invited over. She brought along her grandfather, a retired Sambo veteran who had lost his eyes to a beast years ago. Kanai suggested taking him to Do for treatment. The lady was flooded with hope, having already contacted Do, who was ready the moment he arrived to examine the grandfather. Do carefully checked the veteran, and the hope of healing shimmered in the air, a promise that even shattered souls might find light again. If we estimate, based on current exchange rates, that coin was worth 100 times a regular gold coin, totaling over 1 billion, and thus Do successfully established a close relationship with one of the most influential figures in the kingdom. Meanwhile, Luna, a girl who had once been an orphan wandering the streets, had been looked down upon by the nobles. However, Luna refused to accept her fate. She vowed to become a saint one day, making them regret their disdain. Just 2 years later, she joined the Holy Order and began her training. She wanted to bring her friend along, but she soon learned that her friend had been executed for being discovered as a half-breed. Luna believed her friend had done nothing wrong yet. As previously stated, other species were always despised by humans. Returning to reality, the lady was ready to enter the bath, so the hot springs attendant gently reminded Luna to prepare. Once ready, Luna rushed out to pull the lady in, ensuring she enjoyed every moment from start to finish. Back to reality, the lady was ready for her bath, so Kanai gave Luna a heads up to prepare. Once Luna was set, she dashed out and pulled the lady in, ensuring she enjoyed every moment from start to finish. From the initial shower to the carbon baths, then several styles of soaking tubs, and finally, salt steam therapy. The lady observed Luna's careful attention and realized she was in love. Luna's target was no one else but Kunai. She advised Luna to take care of her appearance if she wanted to catch his eye. After experiencing this rejuvenating bath, the lady decided to rest her eyes here permanently. Angel, hearing this, grew even more anxious, suspecting Luna had dragged in a kingdom representative to strengthen their power, plotting to overthrow the church. But Kwan thought her sister was exaggerating. She knew Luna was interested in Kunai while she herself liked Kunai's other form. So Kwan advised her sister to perhaps try loving that other self instead. At that moment, Du came to meet Tahara and saw he had redrawn the entire village's layout. Tahara explained he had consulted Kunai's opinion. Du was curious about the costs, but Tahara said the gold coins he brought back were enough. Feeling useful to Kunai made Du happy. Tahara noticed Du seemed different, but hoped he'd stay sweet rather than dangerous. Du wanted to inform the lady first, but Tahara reminded her that the group acted only on their own goals, ignoring noble opinions. The next day, Du called the lady for a checkup. Kunai was fine, but Du planned to take advantage next time Kunai still had that dangerous streak hidden inside. So Du slipped away quickly. That evening, after bathing, Kunai went to his room and discovered a problem. All items would replenish themselves except food. Suddenly, Aku showed up asking to share a bed, and Kunai agreed. Soon after, Luna came looking for Aku, found them both asleep together, and snuck in too. The next morning, Kunai left the village, leaving a note so the two girls wouldn't worry about searching for him. But upon reaching town, he was stopped by Mikan, and Juki caught sight of him, not recalling his name, but from their conversation, it was clear that Ra and he were completely fooled by this appearance. Naturally, if even my comrades and I were deceived, what chance did he have? He mentioned needing to reach the Adventurers Guild to gather information about a dungeon. Yuki offered to help since only guild members had the right to access such info, but before that, she wanted to invite him for a drink at the tavern. Everyone recognized Ra immediately and insisted on treating him. Drinking a glass of beer, he truly felt refreshed, but Yuki snatched the glass right from him. When the landlady brought the food, Yuki always grabbed the leftovers. This girl wasn't just clueless, she was downright twisted. Mikan, though not fond of Ku, had to explain the workings of adventurers, since he had saved them twice already. Like many places here, it's all about accepting commissions, completing tasks, and earning rewards. The higher the rank, the better the treatment. Ra also learned that equipment is divided into 5 types, from crude gear to finely crafted items. First rough gear, then those forged by dwarves. Next come the gear crafted by adventurers or alchemists, and finally treasures reserved for the saints. Curious Ra asked if they had any items that boost magic resistance. No dragon claws, he was told. Juki explained those kinds of items only appeared in dungeons, so Ra was eager to set off right away. Juki wanted to tag along since her rank wasn't low, and Ra seeing a guide would be useful, agreed. Mikan also had no choice but to come along. She followed to keep an eye on her only teammate. Meanwhile, Angel had run out of patience and teleported to the village. Unaware, Tahara mistook her for a worker and forced her into labour. Only then did Angel realise that in this SAO-like world she had to work. Just in time, Luna found her and Angel advised her to return. Then, Angel called Luna back to work. The more Angel trusted her little sister was enchanted, getting close even to demons, the more 2 bunny girls came to guide Angel to experience a mysterious service. Reluctantly, she joined to uncover the truth. Upon entering, she accidentally met this guy he was bathing, and totally caught off guard when Angel walked in. He tossed her a towel and told her to keep quiet, relax, and talk calmly. Angel sat for a while, moaning from pure comfort. This made her even more flustered, especially since the guy seemed to enjoy making sounds that could be misunderstood. Only then did he clarify the hot spring's purpose was to wash away worries and stress from the body. It also helped restore health and spirit for the next day. She thought Angel was an incompetent ruler, unable to erase injustice from society. Afterwards, he treated her to a drink that revived her stamina. Angel seemed tipsy and poured out her heart. To apologize, he gave her an angelic aura item. She began to suspect whether this guy was the Demon King, since he could grant angelic light to others. When Ra returned, realizing Angel had come alone, he used magic to bring her back to the cathedral, also teleportation magic of angels. She asked if he really was AI. He only said he was someone ready to cooperate with her in the future. He revealed he was summoned by the statue god. Angel sought his true identity and thought this area was the realm of the fallen angel Lucifer. That's why he was both a demon and could grant angelic light. Just as she planned to hold him back, he teleported away. She silently vowed to bring him back as an angel someday. That night, Aku visited her saying he'd be lonely while exploring the dungeon, but he could teleport any time and promised to bring her gifts. The other 2 girls also showed up. That night, this girl was so wrapped up by the little one she couldn't sleep. The next morning, Ra officially set off warning his 2 assistants to be cautious and reminding Tahara that if anyone harmed the village, they would be wiped out without mercy. No eggs allowed to hatch here. And so, our demon king sets off growing stronger to protect